Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to NAUI's Dive Team Report. I'm your host, Greg Martin. You know, virtual reality has been a big buzz term for quite a number of years now. And if you haven't experienced virtual reality, by all means, you should give it a try. If you're not used to that kind of realm, it'll throw you for a little bit, but it's an awful lot of fun. During November's Dive Equipment Marketing Association, or DEMA's annual meeting, a lot of people had the opportunity of trying out a virtual underwater world with Cascade Game Foundry's Infinite Scuba demo. So this week, I asked Managing Director of Cascade Game Foundry, Kathie Flood, to come on the show and talk to us a little bit about the virtual underwater world of Infinite Scuba. Kathie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you.
I had a chance again to try the demo. I was really amazed at this entire 360-degree virtual world that you guys have created. I know it was only a demo that I tried, so give me an update about Infinite Scuba. Where are we at this point?
So Infinite Scuba in its conventional form is a PC game, runs on Macintosh and Windows computers. And last year when we were invited to show the game at Earth Day, Texas, with Mission Blue, so Sylvia Earle's organization. But last spring is when the VR stuff was, the new hardware was starting to hit the public market. And we've had a dev kit for a while and hadn't done anything with it. Honestly, we were kind of surprised that the schools and the museums and aquariums and so on that we worked with didn't show much interest in it. And so we didn't really have a great reason to fire up the VR work before that. But we just finished up a contract. We had a little bit of time. We thought, well, what the heck, we need to try this. We have the perfect application for it. Let's give it a shot. And most of what we built for the conventional game actually worked really well in VR. That was a really nice surprise. And we're pretty jaded as developers. We've all been working on video games for 15, 20 years. And all of us were just stunned that the technology just enables you to be truly immersed. It's something we always strive for in the game, to show you what it's like to be a real scuba diver, what it's like to be underwater, what wildlife do you encounter, what does it look like, what does it feel like. And the VR stuff just kind of took it to this extra kind of emotional level that really surprised us. And the more people we show it to, we get that sort of reaction all the time. So, and it's hard to describe unless you actually put the headset on. When people watch other people doing VR, they see a flat screen version, which is what the regular conventional game that's driven with a mouse and keyboard looks like. Mm-hmm. But the headset means that you can look anywhere. You can look up at the surface of the water, down at the bottom. You can see the underneath of the boat. And the fish and the coral that you see, it feels like you can reach out and grab them. So it's a really unusual experience.
This begs a question, Kathie, as to are you or your team divers?
Yes. Yeah. In fact, our development lead is one of the volunteer divers at the Seattle Aquarium. So if anybody's in the Seattle area, every other Tuesday, Russ is in the window on Washington Water's tank, feeding the fish, and he gets to wear a full face mask there and talk to people who are visiting the aquarium to answer questions about the wolf eels and the rest of the fish that are in that tank.
Been there, seen him, talked to him, yes.
Yep. Yeah, so I guess, let's see, there are 5 of us who work on the project full time, and 3 of us are avid divers, and the other 2 are close.
And I think
one we're trying to recruit.
I think that's important. I really do think that's important because, as you were saying earlier, you said you wanted this experience to mimic what it's like to be a diver, and if you're not a diver, to understand, how you move in the water, and that you can't make quick movements because the water doesn't allow you, and those kind of things. It would have to be important to be, somebody that had been in the world, in the realm. So where's the game going at this point? I noticed that it's available on Steam, which if you're not a game person, you don't understand that Steam is this website, this online web community of gamers and so forth. I saw it's on there. So can people get the game now?
You can. Yeah, it's on Steam Early Access. Early Access means that we're still working on the game. this project has kind of been a labor of love. We've worked on it on and off for, 6 years now. So we do custom programming, custom development for other companies. And then when we're not getting paid to do work, then we work on the diving game. This is definitely a labor of love for us. All of us have worked in software and worked on games for many years, and we really wanted to show that you could use that technology to teach somebody about another part of the world and to care about the world. So specifically with Infinite Scuba, we want people to learn about the ocean and hopefully be inspired to protect it.
I don't remember the gentleman's name that was running the demo at the time at DEMA this year, but in conversation with him, I was asking about the game, and he was replying that there were hopes that it would be interactive enough that you could be able to pick up trash and do those kind of things. Is that still part of that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so when we say that the game is still in development, that just means we're adding on to it. It's completely playable now. We're just adding more locations. So when we started several years ago, we had one dive location in Micronesia, so a World War II shipwreck. All the fish, all the coral are accurate to what you would see, and the shipwreck itself are accurate to what you would see if you were really diving there. So we started with one dive site, one set of gear, one diver. We now have 5 divers. We've got 2 dive sites out. So the Micronesian site, we actually selected because it was one of Sylvia Earle's hope spots. So she has around 70 different places picked out around the world that are the remaining pristine marine environments. And we picked it out because she's one of our inspirations. And then we ended up working with her. So we let her pick the second spot, very much a contrast to the first one. So the second site is a big open reef in Belize called Glover's Reef. And she loved it because of the whale sharks. So you get to swim with the whale sharks there. The third site we're working on is in Puget Sound. So they call it the Salish Sea now, but Puget Sound. And it's one of the local spots that we like to go diving.
Don't we though? Don't we though?
Sorry.
We love our Puget Sound Salish Sea. Yes, we do.
So, long term, we would love to build all of Sylvia's hope spots. We're always looking for interesting experiences that are, a way to take somebody to a part of the world that they may not be able to get to easily.
Sounds like it would also be a wonderful, and I'm sure that you talked about taking this to schools and so forth, a great educational tool. Yes?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's part of our mission too. So we actually set the company up as a social purpose corporation. So that means that, although we would like to make money, money isn't the end all be all for us. We want to make sure that we're doing some good in the world. And part of that is our goal to teach about environmental education. We make the game available free to any teacher who sends us mail, so it can be used free in schools. We really make every effort to make sure that all the content presented in the game is accurate. We want it to be museum quality. So as you find the fish and coral, you actually unlock pages of a field guide that tell you the scientific name of the critter, show you a photograph of what it looks like in the real world, and then some interesting information about it.
Fabulous.
And then we also do outreach to local schools. We've had students do job shadows with us, but we'd love to go into schools and talk to kids about making video games, what's really involved. I think there's a lot of kind of mystery around how that gets done, and that it's a kind of a slouchy job. Some of the infomercials you see on TV, I'm making a video game. So we go in and talk to the kids about how important it is to be a good student in science and math and communication, as well as art and all the other elements that you need to make a video game seem really real.
I know there's been other diving games out there, but they were just these, they were kind of weak, I guess is the word I would use at the moment. Fun in their own aspect, but when I saw this, I was just blown away by the quality of the game, the way it worked, and just best of luck to you guys with this game. Again, if you want to get a copy of it, you can get on to Steam Early Access. If you don't know what that is, again, ask the grandkids, the kids. I'm sure they all probably know about that. And again, I can't wait to go get a copy myself and get it plugged in and loaded up and get scuba diving.
Oh, thank you so much. And our VR experience, the first dive, we're looking to release to the public on the Oculus store sometime this spring.
Oh, that sounds great. Sounds great. And again, gamers will know what the Oculus is, a virtual headset, and it's supposed to be the big fancy one. So, Kathie, thanks for joining us today on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. And if you have questions about that, you can go visit their website. A couple of them. You can visit their Cascade Game Foundry website or go to infinitescuba.com, infinitescuba.com, and check out the game. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. Something else for us divers to get ourselves involved with. And with that, it's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I'm Greg Martin. I'll see you underwater.